think the future of crypto is? Where do you think it lies?
Well, Vitalik keeps referring to Web 3.0. I think we never had Web 1.0, so this is going to be Web 1.0. So the original idea that Tim Berners-Lee had. So when Tim developed HTML at CERN, the idea was we're connecting brains, decentralized brains, connect them to one, and create better, faster information. So that's the real advantage. And bubbles have to happen for things to evolve, will always. There always have been bubbles, there always will be bubbles. It's just part of how the ecosystem works. But the thing is, during the dot-com days, we raised more than $1 trillion. As of today, we raised $2.289 billion. So we are still at the very beginning. Well, part of this bubble is that the early bubble has a lot of unrefined players. Means that they don't understand all the implications of the technology or they only understand the technology. The large difference about blockchain is you have three different areas coming together. So you got technology on one end, you got the law on the other end, and you got business logic on one end. So a lot of people involved right now understand the technology pretty well, but have no idea about business logic, have no idea about world and the law outside of the country. And it will always, by definition, impact everybody, right? So you're not building anything for Orange County, you're not building anything for the United States. You're building it by definition to be used globally. Well, privacy laws in other countries are very different from here. If anybody did what the credit agencies do here, would be illegal in most countries around the world. So if I take that premise and I'm building a new blockchain with the same idea, hey, I can disseminate or decentralize these credit agencies. I just do the same thing, but I build it decentralized and everybody owns their own identity. It's still not going to be good enough to serve those other laws in other countries. So that's why you have to have an efficient team of a bunch of people that are specialists in all those different areas that actually can talk to the other people. Because that's the largest disconnect. Technologists don't talk much to lawyers, they don't talk much to business people, and they don't talk the same language. So one of the fallacies is that the decentralization is not the decentralization of technologies, it's the decentralization of markets. So the best application to date is Abra. Abra is going to replace every single Western Union. There's 150,000 Western Union outlets in the world. None of them should exist. None of them should make whatever they make every single day from people that send a couple of bucks back to their home country. It's vicious. It shouldn't exist, right? So this particular application will let anybody register as a teller, and the market locally will figure out what it's worth. And so applications like this are going to create the change. Applications with the knowledge that I'm decentralizing a market, not decentralizing a technology. And that's what Microsoft doesn't get. Like they talk about blockchain like it's yet another platform. It doesn't matter if it's a platform. The technology is not all that important. What's important is the usage to the people. And we have many, many examples for a long time. I mean, people in sub-Saharan Africa have better banking than we do here. Right? They use M-Pesa, they have never seen a bank, they will never own a bank account, they have no need for a bank. You and I probably pay $10 a month to JP Morgan Chase for what? To lend them money so they can run a Ponzi scheme? That makes no sense. Well, a bunch of banks are already trying to adopt blockchain technology, which makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense for them to adapt it. They basically just need to define a new business model because it's the business model that's broken, not the technology. The business model is broken. They all develop Ponzi schemes. You cannot just print more money. You're not creating more value by doing this. So by limiting the money supply, the typical example obviously being Bitcoin, by definition, it cannot go down basically. So a lot of people that know their stuff think that Bitcoin eventually will go up to 100,000 and or more. Which makes sense because the supply is inherently limited to 21 million. Well, the central banks print money every single year. But on what? Who is the most progressive country when it comes to cryptocurrencies?
That would be the Norwegian.
It would be Switzerland. Switzerland just rolled out 1,000 Bitcoin ATMs. In Switzerland, you can pay the government with Bitcoin. So, how much business outside of cheese and chocolate does Switzerland have, if not banking? So, if the number one banking nation in the world is committing to Bitcoin, the cookie has crumbled, right? It's not going to go back in the bank.